What's up, everybody? Welcome to World at Work Comics. Back again. The Mac Bros are here, man. Josh and Aaron, how you doing, fellas? Good to see you again.
Good, Tommy.
Good. Is that a new intro? That's cool.
Yeah, a little new intro. I've been trying to add a little bit more. At my age, bro, I'm not super high tech, man. So that was about as I got right there. But yeah, changing it up a little.
Jazz.
Good to have you
I
guys
love
back,
your
man.
back wall.
Oh yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, you look at mine, and my wife said there's too many guitars.
I got about 700 action figures back here.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, I should be able to have 7 at least.
Yeah, exactly.
He's allowed 1, and it's still in the packaging.
Really? Oh, that's hilarious, man. Well, it's good to have you guys back, man. I think you've been on maybe 3 or 4 times, man. I always enjoy having you on. You guys are some of the most unique comic book creators that I have been able to meet, especially with Anna. Congratulations on all the success. We were just talking about your next tour coming up. And then obviously Gods Among Men. I got mine, man. I actually have the other one too that's signed, but that's in a box with all my other signed comics, man. But good to have you guys back, man, to talk about the Kickstarter that's going on right now. And man, I'm really happy for you guys because you have funded 50% through the time frame to fund. So I'll pull up the Kickstarter in a few minutes, man, so we can go through that because there's plenty of time if you haven't got on to jump on this right now. And obviously you could get issue 1 and issue 2 at the same time, so you could be brought up. You could know what a Rizburger is and all that good stuff, man. It'll be really cool. So, but before we get into that, man, a lot going on, man. What you guys been up to?
Oh, where do we be?
When was the last
The
time
last
we
time
were
we
on?
came on, it was about same time last year, and we were just about to embark on the Anna Japan tour.
So I'll sum it up. We went to Japan. We did a tour of Australia. We released a documentary, one night only cinema thing.
All the while behind the scenes working away on Gods Among Men 2, which is now we've come to this point where it's out and it's ready and good to go.
And Anna has a brand new album and music videos. First one coming out next Friday.
Yes.
Crazy, man. That's crazy. How was the tour, that Japan tour? We were talking about the tour coming up, so we'll get into that. But what was that first tour the last time that you were on? What was it like, and how many cities did you hit?
That first tour was best described as pretty hectic because we didn't plan that tour. Another band had planned the tour and asked us if we wanted to jump on. So we didn't really know what to expect. We just saw it as, oh, look, someone's already done the planning, let's go. But I feel like there was too many cities for the time we were there because we did hang on, I'm counting it. 1, 2, 3.
We've got the tour poster up on the wall. So.
Oh, nice.
9 cities in 12 days.
Dude, that's insane, man.
It was a lot of travel, but I will say this about Japan. It does feel like not even another country, but like another planet. And the people there are awesome. Like they're so passionate about stuff. So, like in a way that you don't really see in the West, or that I've never even really seen in Asian countries, where if they love something, like they'll really put like heart and soul into.
There's 1,000 stories about Japan, even from our 12 days. But we went to a little, like a seaside fishing town called Onomichi in Hiroshima. Like where the bombs were dropped.
Right. Yeah.
And so now it's this really quiet little town. It's almost like there's no one there all the time, but there's a little club where we were playing, and one guy came up. He played like 3 notes over and over and kept yelling potato. So like that's an idea of, that's Japan. It's that out there.
And he's probably killing it too, right?
Maybe to him, like he was his biggest fan, and like he didn't back down,
I was confused. Like, yeah, he knew that we didn't speak the language, so he printed out a translation. So it was basically a song about how much he loved the fries from McDonald's.
I mean, I have to say, French fries from McDonald's are pretty damn good, but
yeah,
that's a little wild, bro. That's a little wild,
yeah.
Man.
I don't love them that much.
Not that much, man. That's crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. So that tour, those 9 days, man. Like, how do you guys stay healthy doing that much?
Oh, we don't.
Yeah, we don't. I ate terribly. I did some damage to my body to a point where I asked a mate to take a photo of me, like, because I brought my camera, and he did, and I looked at the photo and I went, I'm not posting that. I don't like that.
It's very, very hard to stay healthy on tour. I mean, so far we haven't had to do very long tours. Tour about 2 weeks. This year we're gonna do nearly 3 weeks. That's gonna be a bit more of a challenge. And I guess as the tours get longer, when it goes into a month or more, we'll start to figure out how to create a routine,
a balance.
Yeah. What we tend to do is we try to be healthy leading up to the tour.
Yeah.
Do damage to ourselves while we're there, and then after that, try to come back to.
I think that's probably all you can do, right? I mean, the amount of energy you're exerting during those nights where you're playing, and then when you should be resting to recuperate, you're traveling. Like, I just feel like, man, it's probably impossible. So I think that's probably the best thing you could do is get as healthy as possible before you get there, hoping that will sustain you through those 9 days.
Like a buffer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a buffer to your body.
It gets easier, I think. Like when you get more successful, your travel is a bit less hectic, and then you've got stuff like catering, which you have some control over what you eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we're super DIY, so there's none of those luxuries.
Yeah, not yet, man, not yet. You keep going to Japan, man. That's going to change, I think.
Japan has changed for us a lot. Like from the moment we got to Japan, like even before we played, it was weird. I remember the first show that we were meant to play, during sound check, there was a guy standing in the rain outside the venue. And he said, "Oh, I saw the poster of your show last night. I just came hoping that I'd catch a glimpse of you."
Wow.
And yeah, that was wild.
Well, it all cumulated. I'd never seen this before where, like at each city and, show that we'd play, you'd kind of pick up new people who were discovering you, and they will come from different cities. And by the time we got to the last show in Osaka, it felt like almost like an Avengers Assemble moment, because I was standing outside the venue and somebody would rock up and I recognized them. I'm like, "Oh, you came to the Tokyo show." And they'd go, "Shh, surprise, surprise." And then they'll like, sneak past me. I'm like, "Okay, surprise." And then another one would come. I'm like, "Oh, this guy was from the Kyoto show." And he goes, "Shh, surprise, surprise." And then he'd go. And I was like, "Dude, everyone."
In perspective, these cities aren't near to each other,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some of them are, like 1,000 kilometers from the last one. So they're booking hotels and following your tour around.
That must feel pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, especially for the first time. So we're very excited to see this time around a return, having been before.
Yeah, incredible, guys. Well, let's get into a little bit of the comic books, because my understanding is as the band is playing, man, Aaron, you're slinging comic books.
Yes, yeah, that's I mean, like, it's funny because on top of all that, in Europe, I had the double responsibility of slinging comic books and the rest of the merch. Basically the merch department becomes my office, and also filming stuff for the documentary, which we're now going to be filming the part 2 going to Asia. So once again, my workload is doubled, but I'm ready for it.
Incredible, man. Now, did you take comics to Japan the last time you were there? Because I thought you said you had taken them to Europe, right? When you did your tour there. Yeah.
I think Josh has got them, but we created tour editions, like these tour variants, one for Europe, and this is the one for Japan.
Oh, dude, that is so. Oh, let me blow you up, man. Dude, that is tight.
And it's funny because the Japanese people love every time. I looked at the whole thing and I thought, oh, they're going to point out the samurai or the geisha. Yeah. And without fail, every Japanese person that came was like, "Oh, Gundam." And I was like, wow, that's the stuff that sticks out to them. That's the stuff that they love. But no, so we will do another one for, an upcoming Asia tour, another variant for that. We do find those quite cool because, like, we kind of have an event to create a variant for, and then once they're gone, like that one and the Euro tour is pretty much almost out. The way to get a copy of the last remaining few are through the Gods Among Men Kickstarter.
Nice. Yeah, it's an add-on.
Of course. And you know how many left of Japan and Europe?
There's like
roughly
10 or so.
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy, man. That's such a good idea too. I'm trying to think if there's certainly a bunch of famous people that play in bands that are comic book fans. I know I read an article about Slash from Guns N' Roses, and he talked about his passion for Spider-Man and independent comic books and stuff like that. And there's a bazillion others, right? But I don't know of any band that also makes comic books on the side and has that as part of their merch department while they're playing. I think you guys are like setting a trend, man. It'd be really interesting to see who else kind of picks up on this.
It was definitely. We're pretty sure that no one's done it because of the struggles we had at the start. You know, at the start it was very difficult. Whenever
it was hard to bridge that gap for people coming to concerts, because when they first would see it, they'll go, "Oh, cool, comic book," but then they wouldn't quite know how to, like, I don't know, rationalize it. You know?
Yeah. So it's taken like a whole year of us showing up where now they go, "Oh, these are the guys with the comic book," and people come. Some people even come and ask, like, "Have you got Gods Among Men with you?"
Yeah, that was cool.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I get to see all your Instagrams too, where you're in shops at Australia, and everyone seems to be carrying your comics as well, which is pretty awesome, man. It's got to be a good feeling to walk into a comic book shop and see Anna there.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think that's what really helped us as well before we did Anna, was that because we started with Gods Among Men, we kind of rather than being like, oh, a band that like just does a comic book for fun, it was like we were already in comic books with Gods Among Men, and like this was a purely comic book for its own sake. So I think, yeah, by the time we came around and did Anna and then back to Gods Among Men, they're like, all right, these guys are certified comic book people now.
It's legit. It's legit.
We got street cred now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Comic book street cred, which is funny. But I could vouch, man, you definitely, I have Anna in my box too, and obviously Gods Among Men. So you definitely are legitimate comic book creators. You just happen to have a badass band at the same time, which I think is really cool, man. So nothing wrong with that, guys. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm going to bring up the Kickstarter right now. So let's check it out, because those of you that are checking this out and you want to see it for yourself, man, here it is. We do have Gods Among Men. You could get issue 1 and 2. So if you missed out on that first one, now's your chance to get both of them at the same time and get caught up with the Riz here. And you'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you start reading that, man. But yeah, let's walk through it. I don't know if you want to help us kind of share what we're seeing here. Should I play the video real quick?
Sure, yeah. The video gives you a nice little teaser introduction.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's jump in, man. Maybe you could give us a little bit of like an elevator pitch of what fans can expect from Gods Among Men.
Alrighty. So Gods Among Men is a narco noir that's based on a true story. It follows Jason Lee. He is a father, a brother, a small business owner who's just trying to make, he's got this idea for a burger shop that he wants to make, a reality. But then everything that, the world has kind of told him that you should do in business is not quite panning out. So he comes across an opportunity to make a bit of extra cash on the side in a slightly illicit manner. And he starts to go down that rabbit hole. And that's pretty much where issue 1 leaves you. And issue 2, we do start to actually follow, which I like, that we can actually just follow Jason Lee on this narrative train now. And where it ends up by the end of issue 2, I do feel like it's an escalation. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, even in issue 1, right, the last page where it leaves off, you have a lot of questions for sure as you get to that page. So my assumption is a lot of those questions are going to be answered as we get into issue 2, and probably a lot more questions are going to come up in issue 2 by the time that ends as well, right?
I'd say so. One thing that's interesting about, and I think it will become more apparent in issue 2 with the nature of like the further, Jason dives into this illicit world, is that we don't just have first appearances of characters, but we have first appearances of other things.
Mm.
So I'll kind of leave it ambiguous like that. But we do tease. It's funny because the back cover of the book actually teases the nature of issue 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's look at some of the art too, because everything about this comic book has been pretty badass. The art as well looks absolutely phenomenal. We'll jump into the covers here. Here's Gods Among Men. So very similar to issue number 1, the setup. But as you start to read it, you get to know all these different characters that you're seeing here in the background, which is pretty cool, man. Can you kind of walk through? Oh, go ahead, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, in 2, like you notice the faces change, and I think one reason why we wanted to also stick with this recurring theme was, I think it was a combination of 2 things. One was our artist Ben Sullivan, who did the art, fantastic job. He described it. We asked him what was his rationale behind the issue 1, like cover design, and he said, everything in this story exists within the shadow of Jason Lee, our protagonist. And I just like that so much. So we kind of talked and said, let's do a thing where you could start to put all of the issue covers side by side, and it looks almost like an Andy Warhol piece,
Yeah.
But then each individual thing has something a bit different, like what occurs within the shadow of Jason Lee.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. That's pretty dope, man. And the character development. Talk to us a little bit about the character development. And are these like real people? You said this was a real story. Are all the supporting characters also based on real people in that situation that took place that you turned into a story?
Maybe I'll let you take this one.
They're all based on real people and real events. And, obviously we've changed names of people.
Yeah.
But a lot of things, to someone who reads these characters, sometimes you go, how did they come up with someone like that or such, unique mannerisms and characteristics? And that's because they're based off real people, and very often in real life it's a lot more fantastical than something you make up.
Yeah.
I think there's something about that. Like somebody described it, especially with issue 1, they said that Gods Among Men has this sense of place, and it's something that I find that by basically drawing straight from a really fascinating story from real life, that the idiosyncrasies of characters, the specific elements of place. I mean, even the way then Ben and Wilson come in and do the art, and the sun hits the architecture in a certain way, it evokes a certain feeling of like, I don't know, there's something really real and tangible about it. The immersion in it.
No, fully agree. I mean, like I said, you can see it here. The art from Ben is just absolutely fabulous, man. Beautiful pages.
In this upcoming Kickstarter for the hardcover, we're going to show more behind the scenes stuff to reward, people who jump on the hardcover. So you actually get to see, when we're doing a lot of these locations, we will go to the actual places and get photos.
Yeah. So
there's if you're from Melbourne, you'll look at that shot of that building right there, and you probably know exactly where that is.
I love that. I remember the last time you were on, we were talking about, the pictures that would be taking and the traveling that took place in order to get the setting just right for this comic book, due to its because it is in Melbourne as well. So you really, like, if you're from that area, or if you've ever traveled there and you've seen some of the architecture, you're going to be really, I think, happily surprised as you're going through the comic book and seeing some of those iconic, photos of some pretty amazing spots there.
I think it's I think the thing that people might take away of like, oh, I recognize that landmark, it's kind of like a bonus element to it. But what I love is that because the first time we did the walking tour with this was late 2024, around the time that we were wrapping up Anna production. And so Josh took Ben and I on this walking tour through Richmond, where issue 2 is primarily set. And I think there's something about that experience that differs from like when you're just developing a story sort of behind the scenes or something fictional. There is there's a certain emotion that you get filled with in the experience, and you can see how that translates to, you know, the way Ben would then put it in his art. And I think that's something that, whether you're from Melbourne or not, or even from Australia, like you look at it and there's this sort of, I don't know, dare I say, like je ne sais quoi to how that is conveyed. You know, there's something very real about it that's conveyed through the art and the story.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely gorgeous. Art just pops.
Well, we like doing the stylistic stuff like this. It's a bit cryptic. It's a little bit, you know, I mean, it adds to the mysticism as well of Gods Among Men.
We're also lucky it's based in Melbourne, because Melbourne's got some, you know, really beautiful buildings, that mixture of old world and modern.
Yeah, I love it, man. And the colors too. Who was the colorist on this again?
Colorist is Wilson Go, and he was amazing because we first got him on board for the first Gods Among Men, and we love his work so much. Like, we've been working with him ever since. And the funny thing about Wilson is that when it comes to coloring for Anna, that's more within his familiarity, because it's like, you know, it's colorful, there's action and everything. But he so impressed us with the first Gods Among Men because we were like, we're basically throwing you into, you know, out of your wheelhouse. How can you turn, you know, ordinarily mundane scenes into something fascinating and engaging? And he just, you know, knocked it out the park. And so now with issue 2, I can see he's grown even more.
Yeah, no, I love the color work, man. The color work is awesome. It does kind of match that, I don't know how to say it, but like that darker noir, especially the city landscapes and stuff like that, is freaking amazing, man.
Thank you.
So if you've read issue 1, you understand what's going on right here. The Risburger, which I absolutely love. Is there a real Risburger somewhere, or is this a name that you guys made up? I hope there's a Risburger, man.
Well, it used to exist at the time the story was set in.
Okay.
One day we'd love to have it come back.
Yeah. And,
you know, who knows? Maybe
I've got an Easter egg actually.
Yeah.
For that. Not about this page, but
okay. Yeah, go on.
Oh no, well it's more of I've got a physical item from that era.
No way.
Yeah. Should I bring it out?
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah, I'll give me 1 second.
Yeah. No, right on here.
This is one of those things that will actually I don't know, it's kind of a bit of lore in
That's so cool, man.
So we were very close to the protagonist in the story.
Okay.
You know, that's why we get this firsthand. Even though, you know, our comic gets compared to things like Breaking Bad, I have to say one difference is that, you know, when writers create something like Breaking Bad, they tend to meet people and research it. But you don't have that first-hand account, right? And it's, you know, that game Chinese Whispers.
Yeah.
Every time you pass a message on, it kind of degrades a little bit. And there were things that I felt I had yet to be able to see this realism in a story of this nature. Whenever, you know, Hollywood takes something on, there's always a lot of dramatized stuff like gunfights, but a lot of things that happen in the world are more silent. And that's what we really wanted to bring to this story.
And I realize this is a big moment because we've never actually shown this. So, you know, this would be a special thing. But I'll tell you this. This is not a recreation from...
Dude, that's dope.
This is not a recreation from the...
It's hard to tell from the camera, but it's really old.
If you look at the label is quite daggy and...
Yeah, that's a legit Risburger shirt from when Risburger was open.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not, I mean, comic accurate is the fact that it originally said Melbourne.
Dude, that is awesome, man.
So a little bit of lore there.
A little bit of lore. I love it. I love it. I wonder if you guys could get your hands on the the trademark of that, man. You guys should open up your own Rizburger and then have Anna be playing on the weekends, man. That'd be dope.
Bring it back to life. I love this. I think we talked about this concept on a show recently, and I love the idea of being able to sort of revive Riseburger as a place where you could have the food and also get the comic, so you can read the story while you eat the burger.
That would be dope, man. That would be dope. You're already doing something unique as a band producing comic books. Why not have Rice Burgers and Gods Among Men in the same building, man, so people can enjoy it while they're eating?
Yeah, a multi-sensory experience. You know, I mean, we're all about that, and we love food. You know,
Yeah.
so any excuse.
100%, bro. 100%. All right, so we see the. Well, I haven't read it yet, so my assumption is they're either looking into the future and this is the reality, or they're. I mean, we'll get into it, I guess, when we get it. But here's the family right here.
So in the Kickstarter, yeah, we do try and explain it and break it down in a way that's, you know, makes sense for people who are returning, but also people who are new, and that also affected the way, or influenced the way that we crafted the rewards for this one.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, the art looks great, guys. This is a crazy page right here too, man. I don't know if you could talk a little bit about this without giving anything away, but this is a crazy like picture from an artist to be able to show, you know, something really unique that probably has a lot of depth to it.
I will say this much about that page. We decided to make that the very first opening page of issue 1 to really set the tone. And obviously why the image is cropped is because there's some stuff below that that's a little bit more sort of dicey to show. But it was more the sense that this image, I know, at least to me personally, was such a striking moment that, you know, you couldn't just convey with words. I think to have the image combined with the words made it a really powerful, like, establishing shot to our whole series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think, oh, go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
It's a beautiful cityscape that, you know, we've basically taken a hammer to crack and show what's underneath. And this page, as our opening thing, was a really strong statement. I think it resounded with a lot of people internationally, because you kind of look at it and go, you back of your mind, you know, this is true. Yeah. But no one really wants to verbalize it, much less put it into an image.
Yeah, I think it's extremely relatable photo of, I don't care where you live, this exists type thing. Yeah, I love that. Thanks for sharing that, because I think that is one of my favorites. Such good. This page right here too, man.
That was the very first page that Ben and we sort of crafted and created, and it was, you know, that collaborative effort of, okay, so this is what Gods Among Men could be. You know, occasionally it does bleed in these sort of supernatural-esque depictions of these moments, and I think it's a lot of it's symbolic, you know, in the way that was something that Josh said in an interview recently, where knowing something that the masses don't is almost like being divine. And that's kind of, you know, the premise, the overall thing of Gods Among Men. It's not that gods are these higher beings above us, they are among us. Yeah. But when you know something more about society, like if you looked at somebody who seemed like an ordinary person, but then you knew that they had this sort of other life underneath, you felt almost a bit godlike in having this knowledge. Right. You know?
Yeah. Incredible, man. Yeah, when you read these the page before this and into this, man, it's like an instant like transfer from one world to another one. And man, just the imagery makes you feel like you were doing the same thing at the very same time, man. It just really came across so well, guys. I absolutely loved it, man. The eyes rolling up, like all of it, like her whole world. She went from one world to a completely different world in an instant.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's so cool with the comic medium too, is that we're able to use the visual to really help illustrate what the words, like a feeling, more than just words could.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, that's one of the things that I absolutely love about comic books is the ability to do that. So here's Jason, which we've been talking about. You kind of go through some of the characters here. Mickey. The Rev. And Osbert Lee. Probably one of my favorite characters, to be honest. I really like this character for some reason. I don't know why.
I love Osbert Lee.
I do, man.
He's so innocent and naive, and I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how innocent I am, but I just, whatever reason, man, I just like him, man.
He's relatable.
He's relatable, right? And he's someone you want to cheer on too, man.
Yeah.
And then this character, Muntaka, is pretty dope too throughout the whole thing. You got your shirt on, bro.
Yeah. That's something as well with the characters, like that was so like one thing for us is that you can see we never tried. The good thing about doing a real story is we never had to try to sort of like create characters or feel like, oh, all right, we need a comic relief, or we need an action guy. Like, it was just that I think reality deals out several different characters in real life. And I think sometimes, especially with a story like this, where we're confident in the story's sort of engagement, like that it is an engaging story, that then we can just choose what we want to draw from it or how much to draw from it.
In fact, to a certain extent, we approach Anna the same way, because even though that's obviously not real, with the different dimensions and powers and all that, but we still approach it based off real characters. We base even the cats, that when I write for the cats, they're based off their personalities. And all I'm doing is thinking, if they could talk,
what would they say?
Yeah.
I love it, man. So true, though. All right, Nate and Combi. They're kind of fun characters too, man. All right, then we jump into the collection and everything that's available, man.
So with this one, as opposed to like with the past two, they were always just issue ones, like the first introduction. So one thing that we kind of considered for this one is that, right, you're going to have people who are new and people who are returning. Yeah. And so for anyone who is new, we did have something like the GAM double or the Cination triple, where it's kind of like, what is Cination Comics? What are these guys about? Well, you can basically dip your toe in and you can get a, like a degustation with the triple, and you get one of everything.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, okay, I get a sense of these guys. Yeah. But then, the things that we really specialize in are what we call the couture range, which are things like, these low print foils and also the hardcovers, where we're always, providing extra content, extra information, and also just, like a really high quality print product as well. So those are the ways for people to kind of, you can return and go deep. Or if you were new and you wanted to go all in, you could go for one of those and then add on other titles.
So, I mean, like you said, there's something for everybody here. So if you're returning, there's something for you. If it's your first time, you could jump right into the whole world, which is pretty cool, guys. So you actually have some of the original art available too for that that last one too.
Only one left.
Only one. Yeah. So we actually had to add on a few more pages, after I'd done up this graphic with the menu and everything. Because we had some people asking us like, "Hey, you're gonna bring the original art back?" So we did make some more, and now we made 6 available total. 5 are gone, which means there's only one page left.
Dude, that's crazy, man. That's nuts.
And yeah, Ben Sullivan's art. Actually, I've got it here. I can show you.
Ben is amazing, man. I love
You
Ben.
can really get to see his process with the original art, because sometimes they don't look exactly like the final page. They might be composite stuff.
So this is the one that's
available.
That's now available.
The last one.
And you can kind of see one. It's hard to see on the camera, but you could see where he's because one thing Ben likes to do as well is he will take a razor blade and he'll take it right to the page, and you can see where it's scratched up flecks of the page to create that sort of effect, and it's textured. And it's just like I've seen him work, and he's something else. Yeah.
Which is awesome, because he doesn't do your comics digitally, right? He does everything.
He is 100% traditional. So they are colored digitally, but the basis of the art is all done traditional style.
That's awesome, man. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is something quite magical to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are unfortunately claimed already.
Yeah.
But no, they are absolutely gorgeous pieces.
Yeah. Nothing like having original art in your hands, man. That is dope.
Honestly, yeah, it's so I remember the first time that we were working with Ben, and I think like when we were first looking for an artist, we were kind of like, look, digital, traditional, like it doesn't matter, like let's just kind of find somebody who's good. And then when we did work with Ben, and he showed us some of the stuff that he'd worked on, it became breathtaking, and we went, you know what, nah, like the fact that he does digital is irreplaceable. I mean, sorry, that he does traditional.
Yeah. That is so cool. I mean, from an artist standpoint, to be able to still do original, and I understand why artists do it digitally, and it looks awesome, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But for an artist to also have another like avenue for revenue after they're done, I think it's just so important. I meet a lot of artists, and that's the one thing they regret a little bit about going digital. Digital's faster. So if you have a lot of jobs, it obviously makes life a lot easier for you, but you miss out on that opportunity to sell original art, because nothing like holding a page in your hand from a comic book, man. It's incredible.
At the moment, I think Ben makes more money than we do.
Josh, that is the reality of any independent comic book creator. Right? Yeah. Your artist has to get paid, your colorist, your letter, all that good stuff. And normally you don't make any money. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So.
Well, the one thing that helped us is that I'm the letterer, so I don't have to get paid for my service. I'm all inclusive, Yeah. I said for many of the things, whether it comes to the layout and preparing it ready for print, I said I'm the best one for the job because I'm free.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Well, I'll pop it back up one more time for everyone to see it, guys. Get over there. The link is below in the show notes. Get over there and check it out. Issue 1 was a banger. You're going to love issue 2. I know you will. The art's fantastic. But get over there and check it out. Lots to choose from too. So if you're brand new, you could get the GAM double, where you'll get both of them. If you want to jump into the entire world of Nation Comics, you could get everything right here. If you want to go all in, man, there's some really cool things with hardcovers and everything, man. You have it all, guys. Lots of, and if you really want to go in, man, there's 1 page of original art left. So
last
one, man. That is dope. Yeah, and just everyone talking about how awesome your titles are, man. And here's some pictures if you want to get to know everybody. Of course, Josh and Aaron, and then Ben right there. And also I have the links below for Anna too, man. So again, this group is like doing a whole lot at one time. So there is a lot to love about you guys, man. If you really want to get into a deep dive, man, you got your newest album coming out, Anna. When does that come out? Has the date been released yet?
Yeah, so the first single comes out next Friday on February 20th, and the album itself comes out on May 29.
Nice.
Yeah. There's things I can't announce dates for yet, but the physical CD will be available internationally in various forms because our label is based in New York.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, there's things happening with Asia as well, which over the next few months you'll hear about.
Nice. And then you have talked about your Asian tour, which we talked about a little bit earlier. Is there any other tours outside of Asia coming up after that, or anything been planned yet?
There are, but they're just not locked in yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, you guys do it all, man. I don't know how you do it, but you do it all. Super happy for you guys.
Find a way.
Yeah.
Find a way.
I mean, that's what you have to do, right? You just got to find a way, man. There's always a way. Always a way, man. Always a way. And then I know in a lot of markets you can find Anna or Gods Among Men in your comic book shop. So if you can't find it, ask for it. Like I said, the link to the Kickstarter is below. Have your comic shop order, a bunch of them, man, to put on their stands, man, because I think the deal is a retailer pack, you get 10 of them. And you could throw those on there and, let other fans kind of figure it out. Of course, I got all mine, man, which I'm really happy about. I've already backed this one. Cannot wait for part 2. I got a lot of questions, man. So I need those questions answered, guys. Nothing more frustrating and exciting. It's like exhilarating and frustrating at the same time to finish a comic book, wanting more and not being able to get it, but knowing it's coming. I mean, I think that's the reason why I love comic books, man. I think every issue almost ends like that, but yeah, you guys are killing it, man. You guys are killing it.
Thank you.
And the good thing is, after the Gods Among Men 2 questions are answered, then you're gonna get your Anna 2 questions answered.
Exactly. So what are you working on right now? Are you jumping right into Gods Among Men 3, or what can we expect next?
We've already got the first few pages done
We're
for
about
Anna 2.
a quarter of a way through Anna 2.
Yeah, but we're inching there. But definitely, I think that was one key thing was we said we really want to pick up our rate of production, especially with the last 2 Kickstarters. Like we tell people, why do we make such a big deal of it as well? Is that these are ways for us to be able to create stories quicker. And so now with this year, we said we really want to put Anna 2 out before the end of this year.
The higher the Kickstarters go, it just enables us to devote more time to making the next thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When it comes to Anna, anything that kind of bounces, obviously Anna, outside of Anna as a person, anything that bounces back and forth from a storytelling that goes from music to the comic book? So if people are listening to your music, will they notice things within the actual comic book in Anna, or vice versa?
Kind of. So we normally have one song that relates directly to the comic book.
Nice.
And so on the EP that was Ouroboros, it's kind of vague, but it hints at things in the comic book. I'll give you a little Easter egg. So off the new album, there's a song called Eyes of a Child. And that is actually lyrically, it's a prequel to the events that happened in the Anna comic.
That's awesome. Yeah, so dope.
There's a lot of this like gradual world building, and even down to stuff that we put in Anna 2, sort of set the stage, because I think for us, again, like Anna 2 or Anna as the comic book series is really meant to be like a long running series, like with Gods Among Men, so that when people jump in, they'll go, oh, this is a multimedia, multifaceted way to engage with the band and the story and the lore, and then to later be able to circle back to things and go, oh, this is relevant to that thing,
We want to, we really want to reward the fans who, listen to the music, watch the music videos, read the comics, because if you miss out on any one of them, there might be a certain part of the story you've missed out on.
Yeah, I love that, man. And just tying them together where you can, like you said, I think it builds another level of fandom. And I think people are yearning that, man. So I love it, man. I think that's such a good idea. I wish I was as talented as you guys were to be able to do both, but yeah, it's pretty cool, bro. Pretty cool, man.
Mostly just tired.
Yeah.
Mostly just tired.
Yeah, right on, man. In fact, you guys are you're jamming today, right?
Yeah, we've
That
got
is correct. Yeah.
rehearsals today.
I'm filling in as Timu Anna.
No, Anna's here.
Oh, Anna's here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't have to Timu Anna today.
Oh,
Team Anna.
actually, I've been doing it on the recent interview, so I'll just do it here quickly.
Awesome.
The giveaway, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, and I'll grab the other thing because
Okay.
yeah, this is for the upcoming album release to promote.
No way.
So we've got a new album, and when we release new music, we tend to do a giveaway to promote it, and that's run by our label. It's open worldwide, and we didn't want to do giveaways. You know, sometimes you see giveaways and you look at the prize and you go, I don't really care about that. So we want to give really special stuff.
So the first one is actually it's a collaboration that we did with Comics Wellspring, and they offered to make 5 copies of a limited Anna print, and it's numbered 1 of 5. So 4 of them are gone. 5 exist in the world, and this is the last remaining copy up for grabs.
Dang,
It's like a super shiny holochrome.
that is incredible, man.
Closer.
So
Yeah,
that
and
was-
so this
Got
is
the
one of the
cats on
prizes.
there too. I love it.
It's got the cats. This was the illustration was done by Ben, and we just, we didn't know where to use it. It was just so gorgeous. And then when it came to this, we said, let's make it the cover of this super rare copy. So yeah, 1 of 5, and this is gonna go up for grabs in our giveaway.
That is dope, man.
And the ultimate prize in the giveaway, which if you just follow Anna Ostination Studios on Instagram, you'll get updates of when this happens.
Or Facebook or
So-
whatever.
I work with Ormsby Guitars, which are based in Australia, and we've put this together for the giveaway. It's a guitar that was used in one of our upcoming music videos, so it's only ever been played once.
Dude.
And the back of the neck is all that neon green.
And whoever wins can request that maybe the band sign the back plate or something.
I think you got to do that, guys, man. That's
Yeah.
dope, man.
We won't sign the body; it's too pretty to.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know. I think fans will run it right on top, man. Right in the.
If you want it, it's your guitar if you win. So
Yeah. Dude, that is dope, man. What an amazing giveaway. Yeah, that's definitely better than, a few stickers or something like that, man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's in a lot of the things we do, whether it's the Kickstarter or giveaways, we go like, what would we think is cool? What would we want to win?
Yeah.
Well, guitar is pretty dope. That's pretty, especially one that's been used.
Yeah.
Video?
Guitar and rare collectible comic. I think that's a nice.
I think so, man.
Yeah,
I think
just
so.
2 of the things.
I've had to, stop myself from actually playing it at a show because our shows are pretty high energy. I didn't want to scratch it or anything, so we used it for the music video, and then I put it away in this case.
Dude, dope as hell, man. Dope as hell. Well, I'll put below, right? We obviously have the Kickstarter. I'll make sure I put everything about Anna, any up and coming tour dates, obviously the new album, and anything that you guys could send me to add to the bottom as far as the giveaway goes that's been released yet, if anything's been released yet. If not, I'll make sure I put the Instagram to not just Cination Comics, but also the band and everything else that you're doing to make it really easy so people could dive into this world, both the music side of it and the comic book side of it. But man, congratulations for everything, guys. You guys are killing it. I love watching you both on Instagram, man. You guys are always up to something, man. It's insane.
That's another
Did
reason.
you see him get killed yesterday?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I was traveling.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's
the new one.
That's what happens when I go to Josh. Like, hey, I've been doing all these reels. You got any ideas? And he goes, "We're gonna have you executed." I'm like, what?
Well, at the time, the Kickstarter wasn't funded yet, so
That was the premise of it. I didn't do my job well enough, and that was.
Well, now you're funded, guys, and you still got 15 more days to go, and this should more than double what you've done from reading your comics, man. You guys produce some pretty legit stuff, and the art is amazing. Ben is incredible, man. So yeah, and William too.
Yeah.
And even your lettering, man, for someone that like didn't grow up doing lettering, like it's so easy to read. Aaron, you did great, man. Yeah.
Thank you. No, that's just I just a similar case of like, you know, all right, can I read it? Can I enjoy it? And then I go, all right, that passes.
No, that's awesome, man. You guys are killing it, man. I really appreciate you hanging out. I know you guys have practice today, but as always, man, you know, you're always welcome, man. Really enjoy our conversations, and couldn't be happier for you and obviously everything that's going on with Gods Among Men, man. Guys, get out there and back it. The links below is super simple, man. Get over there and back it. You can get everything that's produced up to this point, man, and it's pretty inexpensive. So I appreciate you guys, man.
Legend. Thank you, Tommy.
Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah. Best of luck to you guys. I'll make sure that I pump this out on social media too to get as many eyes on it. But I wish you nothing but luck. Just hang tight real quick. Everyone else who's been chilling with us, thanks for hanging out, man. Get over there and back the Kickstarter today. The link is below. Everyone have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.